Hello there guys, welcome back to Marching On Together. My name's Dave, DLC Dave, and we are at the first game of the new season. We are playing Crystal Palace away, and we have also made a number of transfer dealings. I am very excited about what we've done, so I'm going to get right into it now. Take a look at what we've been able to do. I'll start with the outs. Go through them in order of time. Peacock Farrell left. He's a youngster that went for Derby for a little bit of money. Stuart Dallas left for 3.5 million to Hull. Sami Saiz left to Burnley. A bit of a sad one. I just felt like he probably wasn't going to be featuring too much this coming season. Didn't do a great deal last year. Um, it was overshadowed really by Patrick Roberts and then Carlos Alenia. We sold Anita for £3 million. I wanted to improve the midfield, and I think we have done that. J-Ray Grote went out on loan again to Sunderland. Actually, Sunderland have taken three of our players on loan, interestingly. Marcus Maddison's left the club to go to Rotherham for a little bit of money. Sign didn't really work for us, to be honest, Marcus Maddison. He's a decent player, but he's probably is that level. He's gone back to League One, so maybe probably a mistake in hindsight from me. Robbie got two youth players left to go to Ebbsfleet. Harry Sacco has left for a couple of £100,000. He's gone to Hamilton Academical in Scotland. I never really played him, hardly ever played him. He went on loan last year to Northampton in the Championship and is now playing in the SPL, so good luck to him. Pavel Savitsky went out on loan to Sunderland. Ross Doherty, a youngster, gone out on loan to Tranmere, and Calvin Phillips has just gone out on loan to Sunderland also. Well, I think there is a future fee negotiated in that of a couple of million. So the ins, we spent a fair amount of money, more than I wanted to really. We struggled to get in some of the players I wanted, but we ended up with one big purchase, which obviously you can see at the bottom of the screen, which we'll get to last. So the first signing we made, I said I wanted to sign a new goalkeeper, and as soon as I saw he was available, Jordan Pickford, I thought, yeah, that fits the bill. He's English, he's still got time on his side, he's developing still. Stats wise, he looks very impressive. I don't really know why he's available for so cheap, considering Everton signed him for now 30 million. But he was available for well, rising to 11 million, and we were more than happy to do it again. I did shy away from it initially because of the wages on. I didn't really want to pay those kinds of wages yet. But when I looked at other options, I felt like we'd just be getting a worse goalkeeper, and he should be the goalkeeper for us for the next 5, 6, 7 years easily. So the next signing we made was Christopher Ayer. £22 million he cost from Celtic. He's a good player. He can play. He's 6'5", first of all. He can play in three positions in my system. That's why I really wanted him and why I maybe paid a little bit more than you might have expected. He can play a ball playing defender very well. And maybe need to improve his heading on with that, but he can play the ball very well. He can play the deep line playmaker role that Vieira has occupied, and that's where I see him being a regular. He can play that excellently. If you look at the stats that highlighted here, you see none of them below 13. And then he can also he could play a box-to-box midfielder role, which is what we're going to operate further forward. So really, I think he's an excellent player that can play numerous roles. He's obviously only 21, so he's got time to develop, and my scouts think he will develop hopefully into a little bit of a better player. And I'm happy. He didn't want a massive wage, and that was something I was keen to keep down as much as I could. We ended up getting a bit mental at the end, but we lowered that one. The next one is a player you probably will have heard of, Rodrigo Bentancur, bit of a FM wonderkid style player. He's actually signed for Juventus in real life, I think. And he went out on loan to, I think that's Real Betis, and that is Real San Sebastian. Maybe not actually. I think that must be Real Sociedad looking at the colours. Um, went out on loan there. Did okay for them last year, and he's come in on loan for us. I actually see him playing as the advanced playmaker for us in that attacking midfield role. I did have some other loan deals put in for players such as Martin Odegaard and Denis Suarez, but they turned us down to go to other clubs, unfortunately. So he's going to be the starting player for us. I think he's going to be a good player. I like the look of him. Again, he's very well rounded, and again, he's only young, so he will develop. Um, a midfielder spot we've strengthened here with Stefano Sturaro. Easy for me to say. Again, another player's coming from Juventus, this time on a permanent deal. £9 million it's cost us. Again, he's a player that's probably very familiar to a lot of people in FM. He's a very, very solid, powerful midfielder, really. And that's what I wanted. Somebody who could compete with Højbjerg, maybe even displace Højbjerg. He's 3.5 star, 3.5 star current potential because he's at his peak. We've got him for a good few years. He's on a fairly hefty wage, but for someone of his quality, I was happy to get him in. Pedro Neto is a name that some people may not have heard of. In fact, all these two players are probably wonder kid material. Pedro Neto has come in from Benfica, I think he was. So Braga, I apologise, for £7 million. Now we made a bit of offer for him, and as soon as we did that, there was bids coming from big clubs. So we actually upped our contract offer to try and tempt him to come to the club because I really like the look of him. Unfortunately, he accepted. So he's come in for £7 million, and he looks to me like an absolutely fantastic player. He's only 19, plenty of room to develop, and I'm excited about what he'll be able to do. My coaches reckon he's Premier League quality now, and he can improve a lot in the future. And that's what I want to see. So that's Pedro Neto. Uh, Yoris Nagnon. I don't know. So he is a centre back from where was that from? Rennes. Um, he looks really good to me. A ball playing defender. I saw him and I thought, yeah, he looks really good. Now he was actually a second choice, although I was the only reason why second choice was because the first choice was going to be free. We did have a contract offer in place for Chris Smalling after he was released by Manchester United, but I think he chose Wolves over us. His decision, I suppose. So as soon as I saw that, I thought, well, let's go and get this guy. I actually liked him more, but obviously it's just cost us money. So he's come in for 12.5 million, so not cheap, but again, a player who's good now and we know is going to improve. And I think he's got everything to be a quality ball playing defender. 6 foot tall, very solid physical stats. Mentally, he's fine. For his age, he's fine. Those will improve naturally. And technically, he's got the key heading, marking, tackling all at 15. Decent passing stat, first touch. I think he's ideal. And to anybody who is looking for this type of player, he's available, I think, for pretty cheap money. And I would certainly look to pick him up if I was you. And we'll see how he gets on in his first season with us. And then the big signing, the big name that's come in, Malcolm from Bordeaux. Now this guy is fantastic. He is a world-class player now, in my opinion, and he's probably only going to get better. He's only 22. We were looking for a right-sided player for pretty much the entire window. I was trying to tempt Everton to sell Nikola Vlasic, but they were not budging, even though he put in well, he was causing problems because he did want to leave. I also tried to get Stoke to part with Ramadan Sabi, but he was again they were not interested. And at the last minute, I thought, well, let's just see because he's been at the top of my transfer like searching history every time I put in any kind of attribute searches or anything, and I thought, well, let's just see what he wants. And yeah, he's on a big wage, but he's here for 5 years. There's no small minimum fee release clause like there was for Lemos, 87 million. If someone comes in for that, good luck to him. Um, I feel like he is going to be the star man at the club for a long period of time. He's only 22, and I couldn't resist really. It's meant that we couldn't go off and sign somebody else. I did want another attacking midfielder, really. But I'm thinking I'll probably retrain him to be able to play there as well, so we can alternate all the way across that attacking midfield three. So yeah, so that's the team as it looks now. I'm going to pick it for this Crystal Palace game because I've spent a lot of time talking about transfers, but I am pretty excited, I'm going to be honest. One thing I should mention actually is that a couple of names you may not recognise are two players that are promoted from the under-23s that are actually going to be involved in the first team this year. Matty Downing, both of these spawned at the club at the start of the game. Matty Downing, to me, looks a pretty good left back. He's good physically. He's 20 years old. He's going to be a good backup, I think, for us. He played a lot at games for League One last year. Obviously going to be a big step up for him, but with the amount of games we're going to have this year, he's done well in pre-season. I'm going to give him a chance. The bigger one though, the better looking way for me is this guy. Um, I don't even know how to say that. Temenuzkov. He is a Bulgarian striker, and again he spawns at the club. He's just signed for them in real life. That must be from Barcelona, and he's developing very very well for me. And again, he's played three. He scored 3 goals and got 2 assists in pre-season, and I'm going to give him as much chance as I can in the first team. Like my coaches think he could develop very very well. He could improve a lot in the future. They say he's a championship level player now. Maybe he is, but I feel like he's probably best off playing here and getting game time here than he is elsewhere, where I can't keep track of him so easily. So these players are going to be involved in the first team. Not going to play obviously the big games, but they're going to be involved in cup competitions, maybe some of the Champions League games. That's something we haven't actually seen yet. But if we Oh, I forgot. Fourth place does not go into a playoff anymore. We go straight into the group stages. I completely forgot about that until I just looked at this. So we're not had a draw yet. That'll be made, I think, in a week's time or so. So the next episode will probably be the first Champions League game. That'll be a really exciting one. We can see we've got a very tough start to the season. Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea after this Palace game. So we probably could really do with getting off to a good start here. I'm going to pick the team and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, guys, this is the lineup I'm going for today. We've got Pickford in goal, Norton, Janssen, Holding, and Garbett at the back, Ayer and Højbjerg in midfield, Malcolm, Bentancur, and Neto in behind Andre Ivan. I'm just going to change Holding to a ball-playing defender because it suits him better. And yeah, I think that's how we're going to line up. Now, a little bit in the unknown with some of these players. Obviously, we've quite a few players making their debuts today. Give squad numbers to those two, and we'll get into the game. Looking at them, Zaha starts for them, Cabaye, MacArthur, Bojan, Flanagan, Wiedeveld, Sacco, Greg Cunningham, Wayne Hennessy, Danny Ings, and Sudani, if I don't recognise, starts for them in 4-4-2. I skipped my team talk, brilliant. Well, there are no words, literally. So, let's see how we can get on in this game. First game of the season, hopefully we start well. They have a corner here. Caballo will play it in. It's cleared initially, but not that far. Bojan can recover. He crosses it in, and Wiedeveld puts it down, and Sudani has an easy task of putting the ball in the net. It was a debut goal for him, and we just completely switched off here. We defended the corner okay initially. The header clear wasn't great. Oh, actually, the clearance wasn't great. It wasn't the header, and Bojan wasn't closed down then, and then when he puts the ball back in, they just have two players just completely free. Wiedeveld probably could have easily scored himself, but he knocked it back, and pathetic defending, if I'm being honest there. They have another corner here, so Cabaye plays it in, and Sacco makes it 2-0, and this is suddenly turning into an absolute disaster. 2 goals from corners. Don't know why. Don't know where this has come from. We've looked very good in pre-season, but all of a sudden, we're just suddenly not picking up anyone from corners. Another free kick here for them. MacArthur has it. He flips it into Zaha, and it's 3-0. And I don't understand what's going on here. We are absolutely being torn apart. So Cabaye has the free kick. Plays it to MacArthur. And it looks like he isn't going anywhere. Zaha, you see there, comes back on side. Did he? I'm not sure. That was tight. Pickford does not cover himself in glory. And they are 3-0 up. What are we doing? What has gone on here? I don't even know what to suggest. I thought this was going to be a fairly comfortable win. Maybe I don't know. I can't. I've tried to change my position instructions to see if it can have an impact. It's another set piece that they're starting an attack with. I mean, that seems to be just what's happening at the moment. We're not. Kabai beats Neto to the ball. MacArthur has it. Zaha crosses it in, and then Sudani for a 4-0, 4-0 at half time. Are you kidding me, Leeds? My word, what is going on? Skipping that replay, you saw it once, you need to see it again. I am absolutely livid with this half. We're bottom of the league. We deserve to be. That was embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. We're changing whatever we can now. Neto's coming off. He's had an appalling start. Unless he's gonna come on for him. I mean, to be honest, I could take half the team off here. He's gonna come on as a ball playing defender. For Holding, he's been dreadful. I'm gonna make all three, I think. Did not see this coming in the slightest. I'm gonna bring on man out of Vieira for Ayer, and I don't know. Go win the second half. What is just happened here? 4-0. I mean, they've scored pretty much every time they come forward. It looks like, but we haven't done anything. Maybe it can take a bit of time to gel after quite a few signings in the summer, but I still would think we'd be doing a lot better than this. Time is now really ticking down the last 10 minutes or so, and it's going to be an absolutely atrocious start for our season after the Champions League, a reality check of some sorts. We have a corner, a throw in. I'm shell shocked. I'm absolutely shell shocked for what I've witnessed in that first 45 minutes. Not just that, but we've not done anything. We haven't attacked. We had equal possession, but there's no point having any possession if you don't do anything with it. And I am absolutely furious with this team. I say it was just this is just something I could not see. I just couldn't see it. I could not see it's coming. And there it goes. It finishes 4-0. The players are getting absolutely aggressively. I am not pleased. You just got to be kidding me, to be honest. Wow, wow, wow. So we start off with an appalling result, heavy defeat. I'll do that press conference later on. So the next episode, guys, will be that Champions League game. Whoever it is we play. I've got I see that makes it even worse. We've got this incredibly tough run of 4 games against Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, and Chelsea, and we could be at the start really playing catch up to start the season, and that's not something I wanted whatsoever. But that will bring us to the end of this episode, guys. If you have enjoyed it, I've gone through transfers who I thought were good, but so far doesn't look like it. If you have enjoyed this though, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. Follow me on Twitter, of course, at DLCDave1, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.